They let me pick. Did I ever tell you that? Choose whichever Spartan I wanted. You know me. I did my research, watched as you became the soldier we needed you to be. Like the others, you are strong and swift and brave. A natural leader. But you had something they didn't. Something no one saw but me. Can you guess? Luck. Was I wrong?
In the world of gaming, I don't think there has ever been nor ever will be a hype train as massive as the one for Halo 3. That wasn't just a game launch, it was a cultural event. We're talking Super Bowl trailers, in-universe documentaries, the greatest Mountain Dew flavor to ever be created, don't at me, and of course, how could we forget G4's legendary Halo 3 countdown. Back in 2007, Halo 3 was massive, kind of like how GTA 6 is hyped up today. It was so big, I literally did a school project about Halo 3 and my hype for the game. I got an A, by the way. When Bungie dropped a new vidoc or trailer, the entire gaming community held its breath and watched in amazement. God, I miss when Xbox cared. Today we're beginning our journey of reviewing every Xbox 360 game ever made. And what better place to start than a game that defined that entire generation? This is the Retro Respawn review of Halo 3.
With Lord Hood. Let him know.
All of you vermin, cowering in the dirt, thinking, what, I wonder, that you might escape the coming fire? No, your world will burn until its surface is but glass, and not even your demon will live to creep, blackened from its hole to mar the reflection of our passage, the culmination of our journey. For your destruction is the will of the gods, and I am their instrument.
Halo 3 is a cinematic first-person sci-fi shooter developed by Bungie and published by Microsoft Game Studios. Once again, you strap into the boots of humanity's savior, the Master Chief, who crash lands back on Earth after narrowly escaping a flood-infested High Charity. As for Cortana, yeah, she was left behind, and Chief isn't taking it too well, and neither am I. You're quickly found by Sergeant Johnson and the returning co-protagonist from Halo 2, the Arbiter, and right out of the gate, the stakes are clear. Earth is under siege, humanity is cornered, and the Covenant is trying to find something beneath Earth's surface. But humanity is not alone in this fight. The elites have broken from the Covenant after the events of Halo 2 and have thrown in with humanity, and now it's an alliance of necessity to overcome a common threat. It's time to finish the fight. The campaign is a phenomenal finale to Bungie's original trilogy. It's emotional, it has epic moments, and it's completely unforgettable. And the music, my god, the music. Still one of the most iconic gaming soundtracks in history. It's honestly tough to talk about Halo's music without acknowledging the fact that one of the composers later drove off the deep end politically. But for me, the whole death of the author stance stands here, and the art stands on its own, and these tracks are simply timeless.
After that, beginning my descent.
Halo 3's campaign missions are pretty linear, A to B. Light pacing, no open world detours, and honestly, after a decade of Ubisoft-style open world fatigue, returning to something focused is kind of refreshing. The levels are large enough for exploration, especially if you're hunting the legendary skulls, but Bungie's goal here wasn't to make a huge sandbox. Yeah, there are somewhat open environments in the stages, but it's still, get to point A to point B. And ultimately, their goal was to make the coolest, most cinematic sci-fi shooter possible. And this is where the classic Bungie rule of cool shines, because everything exists in this game to be awesome. Scarabs dropping from the sky, the portal to the Ark opening before you, the final Warthog run. Moments like this are burned into every Halo fan's memory. The campaign flows beautifully. It's fun on every difficulty, and co-op elevates this to a whole new experience into something, well, legendary.
This is the way the world ends.
Now let's get to the big thing, the part that defined the Xbox Live. Now let's get to the big part, the part that defined the Xbox 360 era of Xbox Live, Halo 3's multiplayer. The official servers for the 360 version, unfortunately, were shut down a couple years ago. But you can still play the multiplayer via split screen, system link, or if you're just a weirdo like me, you can load up into the empty maps and just have a walk around and soak in the atmosphere. And the maps? Straight up amazing. The game launched initially with 10 multiplayer maps, all absolute classics. And then later there were 3 multiplayer map packs and an extra map called Cold Storage, bringing the total to 24. Every single one of these maps are fun to explore, especially when you revisit them today, with a wave of nostalgia washing over you. If you're playing with a modded Xbox 360, you can access some fan servers, but in fairness, we're not going to add that into account when giving our final review score. Needless to say, if you're wanting to play Halo 3's multiplayer officially, the only way you can really do that online is with the Master Chief Collection. Halo 3 also introduced Forge mode, which at the time blew everyone's mind. It wasn't a full terrain editor like what you got in Far Cry 2's map maker, but the ability to move objects, spawn vehicles, and build makeshift structures was revolutionary at the time. Forge became the birthplace of endless custom games, memes, and other hilarious shenanigans. Remember when people used to make adult images out of the weapons in Halo? Hilarious. While the modern Halo's Forge tools are much more advanced, Halo 3's version is still incredibly accessible. Anyone can just jump in and start messing around, making it fun. Especially with the DLC maps, which were designed specifically with Forge in mind. And then there was Theater Mode, a feature that was way ahead of its time and something that really hasn't been implemented in any other games. It automatically saved your recent games so you could rewatch matches, take screenshots, or record clips. In the era before YouTube exploded, before TikTok, before Twitter, Theater Mode and the Bungie file share service was how the Halo community created and shared content. Speaking of Bungie's file share system, it was magical. The ability to share your maps and other creations in an easy to look up way was fantastic. However, with the theater tools, you can easily make machinima clips and other kind of, multiplayer shenanigans. You'll just have to hook it up to a computer and, use a capture card to get your footage that way.
Now the gate has been unlatched, headstones pushed aside, corpses shift and offer room. A fate you must abide. We trade one villain for another.
So, how does Halo 3 hold up in 2026, at least when it comes to the original Xbox 360 release? Honestly, it's still pretty amazing. With the average price of around $11 for a physical copy, it's absolutely worth picking up if you just have a 360 and want to play the campaign. It's that good. But if we're judging it purely on just a solo player today, the way I see it, it's a little bit harder to recommend, because outside of the campaign, you don't really have much that you can do outside of explore some multiplayer levels or mess with Forge or the theater mode. And even then, that's probably not going to last you as much as, some of the later Halo games would, like, say, Halo Reach with its Firefight mode, or even Halo 4 with its Spartan Ops mode. So, while the campaign is indeed goated, the modern day package is missing the social features that made this game an S-tier masterclass back in the day. And plus, if you're a achievement hunter wanting to go back and, play some 360 games, there are a lot of achievements you simply can't get anymore on Halo 3 thanks to the shutdown multiplayer servers. So, with all this in mind, it took me a while to decide how much I was going to let that affect the score. And I think ultimately, going from the perspective of someone who is playing an Xbox 360 in the modern day that doesn't have, that not taking in the Master Chief Collection into consideration at all, or the ability to mod a console, I would have to give Halo 3 an A rank. If the online services still existed, then it would be an easy S rank without hesitation. But unfortunately, half the game just isn't available to use anymore. Thankfully, like I said earlier, the Master Chief Collection still has fully active Halo 3 servers, so if you own an Xbox One, a Xbox Series console, or even a PC, you can experience everything the game originally had to offer. But if you're just playing Xbox 360, all you really have is the campaign and Forge. Well, my friends, that does it for our first review of Retro Respawn, where we are going to be taking a look at every game we possibly can for the Xbox 360. What are your favorite memories of Halo 3? Drop them down in the comments, as I would love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more Xbox 360 reviews. And join me next time where we will be continuing our journey with Hasbro Family Game Night 3. Until next time, this is Amped Hero, and I will see you at the next spawn point.
Thanks for watching Forced Respawn. like and subscribe.